Line 2, North Carolina.
Howdy folks, it is Friday, December 13th as we get interrupted.
Has no service. Both ways between Victoria, Clark, and Kennedy stations due to emergency rail repairs. Shuttle buses are operating.
There you go, the TTC once again shutting down service on line 2 due to an emergency. As I was mentioning before I was so rudely interrupted, it's Friday the 13th, December 13th. I'm here at Pape Station, and it is 10:47 a.m. And I'm going to head up to street level, as if I have any other options, and make my way east for about 2 kilometers. I think I'll be finishing up at Coxwell Station. But I have to stop at a store and pick something up on the way. And you cannot access the bus platforms here at Pape Station due to Ontario line construction. They have closed off all the bus bays. There's some pigeons finding warmth in here. And you can hop on the 72 Pape Avenue bus. Outside in the freezing cold, it is minus 5 degrees Celsius, but with the wind chill, it's feeling more like minus 15. Once upon a time, this is where buses would come out. There's also a number of homes that have been expropriated and demolished. Along that street, as I make my way down to Danforth, so this is in Greektown, but we won't be in Greektown very long as I'll be making a left here. I'm going to have to cross over to the south side of Danforth. So that's towards the busier part of Greektown. And I'll tell you a little bit about the store I'm heading to and why I'm heading there in a moment as we check out Ontario Line construction. They demolished an entire block of businesses. More than that, actually. And there were some apartments up top as well, so we lost some of the more affordable housing in the area. Pape Station is being expanded to accommodate the Ontario Line. That's a lot of construction for a line that's not going to be open for at least a decade. And I would hope most of that land is returned to retail, commercial, and residential use. Well, retail is a form of commercial. I've stopped at this place before. Cherry Donut 250, Blueberry Donut 250. It's quite fantastic. Talked about how it's really kind of ridiculous. We have a major corridor here, Danforth Avenue. It'll have two subway lines intersecting at Pape. And yet, as soon as you go north or south, any distance at all on Danforth, it is just nothing but low-density single-family homes. There's very little in the way of medium density development, which is most appropriate for this kind of area, and high rises along Danforth. But as soon as any of those are proposed, the neighbors come out with their pitchforks. And it's worth noting this is initially an area that was opposed to having these dedicated bike lanes put in. After having no impact on traffic flow and providing a nice boost to local business and generally making pedestrians feel safer with that extra buffering, I think the bike lanes have overall been a very welcome addition. It's really just conspiracy type nut jobs opposing them these days. Two pizza restaurants closed down recently, that Papa John's and Mr. Pied. There's another Mr. Pied down on Gerrard near Carlaw. It seems like whenever I walk along this stretch in a video, I'm always on the north side of Danforth, so we'll stick to this side for a bit. I don't think we'll see too many people out. I've got a UPS delivery scheduled between 11:30 and 3 p.m., so I gotta get home after this. This is Jones Avenue. So once I cross Jones, we'll be out of Greektown. But I'm going to a store called the Cool East Market. I'm picking up a Christmas present from my mom. She asked what I wanted. And I wanted a pair of sort of light boots I could wear this winter. Not a fan of big, heavy boots as we don't really need them for the winters we get. I wanted something like my other footwear that's wide toe box and zero drop, and I found a pair online, but with the Canada Post strike, the best option was for my mom to order them for pickup. I'm just gonna go get them, so that's what I'm doing. As we walk by one of the best damn restaurants in Toronto. Hamburger, fries, and pop, $7.50. And no, it is not a tiny hamburger. That is a full-size combo. There's times when I can't even get through it all. They are the friendliest people you'll ever meet working there. And probably the best priced food in the entire city for what you get. Looks a little brighter on the north side. I think we're shielded from the sun a little bit here. Don't know what those people were lined up for. There's the only cafe across the street. So this is Dawnlands coming up, so we've walked almost the length of one subway stop. And we'll be going by one of the oldest and most popular mosques in the city in a moment. There's a Wendy's truck just servicing Uber Eats orders. But the next few blocks will appear a bit rough and tumble relative to Greektown, but it's still a pretty good area. It's the Indo-Canada Bakery. Hey, a Chrysler 300. I read that they killed off that car along with the Challenger and Charger, as American truck manufacturers continue to go all in on trucks and SUVs. Here it is, the Medina Masjid. Apologies for mispronouncing that, I'm sure I did. But I think this was established in 1974. I remember looking that up. So that would make it about 50 years old. And it doesn't seem to matter when I walk along this stretch of Danforth. This part is never that busy pedestrian-wise. Oh, we've got a redevelopment here. Looks like a 9-story building is planned. We're heading towards Little Ethiopia, as it's been dubbed. So this is Greenwood coming up. Toronto Seniors Housing Corporation. South Riverdale Community Health Center. And we'll start to see a lot of Ethiopian restaurants. Zobel. There's the Moonlight Pub. They're open. Speaking of open, I think the Coolest Market just opened. It's at 11 a.m. Danforth Central Pharmacy and Walk-in Clinic. Yeah, not many people out on the streets. Very light traffic on all fronts. Here's the old Allenby Theater. That was formerly the Roxy Theater. And that operated as a theater between the 1930s, I think 1935 and 2006. And at one point it was the Apollo Theater. And much of the structure was torn down to make way for this gas station. There were a couple of homes on the left side of it that were demolished as well. Hey, a plant store. I've been to this place. Lalabella. Not really qualified to say if it was any good or not. I seem to have enjoyed it. A sports bar. So at some point coming up on the left, we'll hit the Coolest Market. It's always cool seeing mostly independent businesses rather than all the usual suspects that gentrification brings to an area. There's a Thai restaurant. That's a popular place. That Blue Nile. Mango sushi Chinese food. Slightly confused, but I get it. They serve both. I think the local BIA for this area goes by the name the Danny. It's not the Little Ethiopia BIA. And this is Linsmore. There you'll find an entrance to Greenwood Station, quite a ways from the street, Greenwood Avenue. Kabu Kana, Rudy. Alright, so this shop should be coming up here somewhat soon. I did a walk to the same store in 2023. I picked up a pair of Vivo Primus barefoot shoes. They now serve as my workout shoes, but I wore them overseas on a number of trips traveling this year. And this is one of the few stores, possibly the only store in the city that specializes in that kind of footwear. It's the East York Housing Help Center. I've been to this bar here, Sauce, when they had a music performance waiting for a table at a nearby restaurant. It's a fun and inviting atmosphere. Speaking of nearby restaurant, these two, the Wood Owl and the Wren, are both quite excellent. Here we go, Cool East Market, open. So I'm not going to record in the store. I don't like shoving the camera in people's faces in private business, but or in a private business, but I'm gonna get the shoes, all come out, and I will let you know how it goes. And that was quick and painless. They're always so friendly in there. And there we go. My new winter boots. You don't really need more than this. These are zeros. They are very lightweight. They got that wide toe box and zero drop. You just throw them in the bag. Awkwardly one-handed while I hold the camera. Total cost with tax was $272, but that's the Cool East Market. Thank you, Mom. Now for the awkward, do I wear them before Christmas or not conversation. Well, she already has her Christmas present up and running. I bought her a treadmill with a Black Friday deal, and I just sent that straight to her via Amazon. But yeah, we don't normally have these big crazy winters here like you might think we do. So having something that's got decent waterproofing and is comfortable and lightweight, and for me, importantly, something I can walk with forever. My other boots are a bit heavy. And this place is a pretty good French restaurant, the Taverne Tamblin. I recommend it. There's Mom's Basement. Pretty cool retro theme bar. And now we continue east on Danforth. Dan 21 men's clothing. And after I went in the store, a fair number of other customers came in. I think they found themselves a nice little niche. Title Fitness, CrossFit I think is kind of dying out these days. This is Coxwell coming up. I think we'll end it at Coxwell Station. Even though it's -5, it's not feeling that cold at all right now. Didn't even see the need to put gloves on. After coming out of the store, as long as the wind stays down. There's a 5-pin bowling alley. The Double D store. We've made it to Coxwell. So if you go south of here at Gerrard, and you'll be at the little India Bazaar neighborhood. The Gerrard Street India Bazaar. Big TTC facility across the street. Yes, block the bike lane with your turn, asshole. He easily could have just waited behind the line for it to be clear. I think we can go this way to get into the station. All these stations are on the north side of Danforth, as they're built using a cut and cover method rather than tunneling. This line 2 doesn't run directly underneath Danforth or Bloor Street for the most part. Although you think they could have done a better job having some of these stations meet the main street. So from Pape Station to Coxwell Station. Looks like the train's rolling in, so on that note, I hope you enjoyed this one. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down below. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button down below if you wish to say thanks that way. It is time to go back home. I've got to work out and hopefully get that UPS package. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.
The next station is Greenwood Station.
Yoink.